Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Today's motion is about every state has the right to arm themselves with nuclear weaponry. Before we start, we need to know what nuclear weaponry are. Nuclear weaponry refers to a type of armament that utilizes the energy released from nuclear reaction to create extremely powerful explosion. These weapons include atomic bombs, which rely on nuclear fission, and hydrogen bombs, which involve nuclear fusion. The destructive force of nuclear weaponry is especially significant, capable of causing widespread devastation and long-term effects on the environment and human health. And this is not even just about the big bomb. It is about why countries feel they need these powerful weapons. The urgency here is clear. In our world today, countries face a lot of threats that challenge their independence. Having nuclear weapons can make other countries think twice before attacking. It's like a big warning sign saying don't mess with us. And also, it is important to make sure no one country becomes too powerful. When only some countries have nuclear weapons, it creates an uneven playing field. Allowing every country to have them can actually help keep things more balanced and create an uneven playing and peaceful. Plus, there are new kinds of threats these days, like cyber attacks. So, having nuclear weapon is seen as a way to defend against these different kinds of dangers. And in this way, it's allowing every country to have nuclear weapons is urgent because it helps protect their independence, keep a fair balance of power, and provide a way to defend against various threats in our ever-changing world.
Okay, thank you. I will open the hearing. Yes.
Before for the sake of the country, is it the nuclear weapons that nuclear weapons can make the other countries will join to have it, and if that happens, the countries that can afford it will feel anxious and due to the superpower and physical threat poses the country. Will this cause advanced situations? So when can there be a peace, and even though there are regulations or the laws regarding nuclear weapons, they never know when and who will violate them. So will it will be better if these nuclear weapons, especially the dangerous ones, were not allowed?
Jawaban adalah oke. Yeah, around 3 minutes each plus BOI. Yeah. Okay. Next up. First speaker from the opposition.
My name is Angelina Mehta, and I'm from Open Opposition Indians. And I declare this House against every state has the right to arm themselves with nuclear weaponry. First of all, if we talk about nuclear weapons, what the first things can think about it? Explosions, destructions, expressions for our environments. There's nothing good to hear, right? If every country in the world has nuclear weapons, it will be a very dangerous situation. We can see from the past situations, for example, like Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and right now situations like Gaza, Israel, or Russia, Ukraine. The risk of nuclear war will be much higher, and the consequence of nuclear war could be devastating. One of the main concerns is that nuclear weapons are incredibly destructive. For example, basically, a single 25 megatons of bombs, the average maximum might destroy a medium-sized city with collateral damage further out, but only the smallest country could be destroyed by a single nuclear bomb. And last, the very existence of nuclear weapons is a threat to future generations and indeed to the survival of humanity. What's more, given the current regional and international tensions, the risk of nuclear weapons use is the highest it's been since the Cold War.
I see that you have mentioned the war between Israel and Gaza, but the thing is, the war is not started because of the nuclear. It's because the genocide. They doesn't really point out their weapons as a nuclear one. They have guns, they have snipers, and all. Why you point the nuclear ones? Because in my opinion, so can you elaborate why nuclear has what's the point or what nuclear have what take place or what has to do with the war?
But as the news says, from the examples like Israel, they have announced the threats if the Gaza or like Hamas, if they start or they replay the attack, they will be they have a threat to them to attack the nuclear weapons that have. As you know, the Israel have many nuclear weapons from their country or from their super country.
Okay, fine. Now for the second speaker from the government side.
Okay, hello everyone. So I would like to first elaborate some of my arguments about we supporting that every country should have the right to arm themselves with the nuclear. First, the reason is for the national security and protection, which having a nuclear weapons helps protect a country from being attacked. When a country has nuclear weapons, other countries are less likely to start a war because they are terrified of this mass destruction explosions. So we take, for example, during the Cold War, the opponents are United States and the Uni-Soviet. Both of them have the nuclear weapons, which causing both of them this fear of mutual destruction and keep them from directly fighting each other. And second argument is it's for controlling our own safety. A country's ability to have nuclear weapons is important for its independence. As my partner has said, the nuclear itself, they arm themselves to gain their independence and make other countries less likely to start a war. So it's preventing a war to happen. It's about a country being able to decide how to protect itself without other countries telling it what to do. If a country is stopped from really having a nuclear weapons, it's likely taking away its right to defend it properly or its people. So we take examples how nuclear weapons have effects in the world. We have heard countless of negative stories, but let's take the positive one. All of us know the North Korea. They have the nuclear, they have the massive nuclear. In fact, they are supplying the nuclear to other countries also. Despite their controversial decisions, having these weapons has helped them prevent other countries from interfering in their affairs and has made them feel safer. No other countries are brave enough to mess with them. All of their policies are not being criticized by other countries. They have their own independence. In conclusion, every country should have the right to possess nuclear weapons. It helps prevent conflicts and allow countries to protect themselves independently. So I would like to rebuttal sponge the opposition team. They ask how the first want to answer the POI first, which y'all were asking about how the nuclear has explosions and stuff, how we manage the effect, right? So our motions is about every state has the right to arm themselves, meaning they have the right to have the nuclear standby as a weapons, not to use them to attack other countries. We just use them as our protection. It's our weapons, but we're not clearly going to use it. It's just for protection purpose. That's all for me.
Fine.
Over.
Yeah. Okay, second speaker from the opposition.
Many people state that every country to arm themselves with nuclear weaponry as a deterrent to avoid aggression. But many people also state that the manufacture and storage of nuclear weapons result in very high risk to health and the environment, and that the manufacture of nuclear weapons in any country result in risk for conflict recovery and escalation. The use of nuclear weapons also generates risk to health and the environment. Radiation and the risk from the testing and use of nuclear weapons can cause cancer, leukemia, and various other diseases. The use of nuclear weapons can also produce debris that cause damage to the environment and ecosystem. Organizations and countries that reject the idea that every country has the right to have nuclear weapons, as I mentioned earlier, for example, Information Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons is a global coalition of organizations working to abolish nuclear weapons. International campaigns to abolish nuclear weapons states that the manufacture and storage of nuclear weapons result in very high risk to health and the environment, and that the manufacture of nuclear weapons in any country result in risk for the recovery and escalation of conflict. And in the case of the current incident between Israel and Palestine, Israel now threatens Palestine by wanting to fire nukes at Palestine. Even though without nuclear alone, it has caused a lot of damage and death. Even though only using
That's the point. Because Gaza doesn't have armed themselves with nuclear. That's why the Israel managed to threaten them with their nuclear, because they know Gaza doesn't have nuclear. So they just threaten them with, I'm gonna attack you with nuclear if you attack us. Because they know they don't have nuclear.
No, I'm sorry.
Satu dua kan?
for the human right, is it allowed to do it? Especially if it causes innocent people.
Okay. Now for the third speaker from the government side.
strategic stability and prevent large-scale wars, but simultaneously allow for more low-intensity conflicts. If a nuclear monopoly exists between two states, and one state has nuclear weapons and its opponent doesn't, there is a greater chance of war. In contrast, if there is mutual nuclear weapon ownership with both states possessing nuclear weapons, the odds of war drop precipitously. Nuclear weapons may also lessen the state's reliance on allies for security, thus preventing allies from dragging each other into wars, known as chain ganking. It is frequently said to be one of the major causes of World War I. Russia, France, China, United Kingdom, Pakistan, India, Israel, North Korea, United States. 9 of these countries have nuclear weapons, but other countries do not. Is it fair if a country that has nuclear weapons fights a country that doesn't have nuclear weapons?
Okay, any POI from the opposition? Not, then we'll continue to the third speaker of the opposition.
No.
What will they do?
No, I don't feel only that's me.
Ya, kalau enggak masuk ke speech.
Ada lah, nanti kita.
May I say something? The impact of nuclear warfare in Japan occurred during World War II when the United States dropped 2 atomic bombs on the cities of Hiroshima on August 1945 and Nagasaki on August 9, 1945. Here are the main impacts. The first, loss of lives and physical damage. Nuclear attacks on Hiroshima and Nagasaki result in thousands of direct casualties due to the extraordinary death and explosion. But cities were physically devastated with many buildings collapsing and area burnings. And the second, radiation and health effect. Survivors of the blast experience high level of radiation exposure, causing various disease and long-term health disorders. Many suffer from cancer, genetic abnormalities, and other health issues due to the effect of radiation. And third, long-term effect. Survivor of the blast experience high. The radiation effect from the atomic bombs are still felt until now, with groups of affected population reporting hereditary health problems. Hiroshima and Nagasaki became symbols of nuclear devastation, playing a crucial role in the global anti-nuclear movement. And fourth, environmental damage. The also of atomic bombs cause significant environmental damage with contaminated soil and water followed by radioactive residue. Development of international awareness, this horrific experience spurred international awareness of humiliation impact of nuclear weapons. It became a driving force behind effort to control the proliferation of nuclear weapons and promote world peace. Thank you.
POI. Okay. You support every country that having nuclear weapons to achieve peace. So it can be concluded that non-nuclear weapons is peace. What do you think about the wars that have occurred without nuclear weapons? Are they peaceful?
go.
I think war without nuclear is of course possible. But what happens if someone or a country misuse nuclear? Is it the point what I explained and that's it?
Okay. Now for the final speaker from the government, Jerry Hill.
As the opening government said, that nuclear weapons are very important for every country because it can be the defense untuk perlindungan diri. So I think every country has right to build a nuclear weapons or have some nuclear weapons. If we can say, don't you think if we have nuclear weapons ourselves, our country can do some research on how to protect the city from the nuclear effects, or how can the country counter the attack and something else. So I think if we have nuclear weapons, there are a lot of positive things that we can do and that we can use, such as the technology and
IDBI, this is your final chance. No? OBI? Alright. Now for the final speaker from the opposition team, Valentina Roberto.
Okay, so the nuclear weapon is more being treated to other countries than defend themselves. That's why one of the countries, like the United States, prohibits other countries from arming themselves with nuclear weapons. And we just opening government said, North Korean nuclear and negara harus punya nuklir untuk mempertahankan diri. So I think itu nggak bagus because just for example, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, American has nuclear to arm themselves, but they attack first the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And
if you see from Americans, don't you think North Korea have the bigger nuclear weapons, but they don't use it on attacking people, but use them as a negara mandiri?
That's why I told, for example, the case that endangered the world is the nuclear crisis on the Korean Peninsula, especially related to North Korea nuclear weapons program. So, but the existence of nuclear weapons causes discomfort, and the people who are most affected by it. And for North Korea, do you know and have heard that its neighboring countries often feel anxious, especially the people in Japan. They even made an alarm to warn of bomb attack made by North Koreans. And provocative action and nuclear tests by stability and security diplomatic effort continue to resolve tension and prevent escalation that could endanger world peace. We all know Japan was bombed, right? And the effect in Hiroshima atomic bomb killed around 140,000 people, while Nagasaki killed around 70,000 people. If every country armed themselves with nuclear, the possibility of world war is higher. The radiation of nuclear weapon injury, POI please.
In fact, the countries that most likely to start World War III are the countries that don't have nuclear, which is China. And you say that most likely not causing a world war. So as we all know, the world war that we know is World War I and World War II. It happens a long time ago, and until now there is no continuation of that, luckily. And then how can you point on that? Because we know the World War III are almost happened because of the country that don't have nuclear.
Right. Okay, final reply. Final reply, somebody, other.
Ya, perang dunia kedua it stopped because the American bombed the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right?
The nuclear stopped the war.
Yeah, but
Stop the war.
it's made many people killed. So
It not wrong. The people will continue to be killed. But the war will continue.
I think kayaknya enggak juga sih karena nuklir nuklir itu emang membunuh banyak orang, makanya dia berhenti untuk melakukan perang itu. Karena kalau misalnya mereka nggak memakai nuklir, aku rasa antar negara itu nggak bakal menghabiskan
So
sebanyak
you do support the
No, I'm not
nuclear.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.